Hydro-excavation, safe dig. This presentation will address best practices, safety, maintaining your equipment, and other uses. Best practices. The best way to dig and protect the equipment. In hydro-excavation, uses high-pressure water up to 2,500 psi. The idea is to move the maximum amount of material with the minimum amount of water. Keep in mind, the further you can stretch the water, the more material can be moved. The proper amount of water being used depends greatly on the soil conditions. You have three things that you can control: water volume, water pressure, and airspeed that you control with fan or blower RPMs. Airspeed controls the volume of the air through the pipe and into the debris tank. If you are in conditions where soil breaks up easily, you can run the fan at higher RPMs. This allows you to move more material faster. Caution: always be aware of carryover of material. Having too high of airspeed with lightweight material can create a carryover through the fan. This could cause an imbalance condition or permanent wear. Water volume. This is the most important factor in productivity and profitable hydro-excavating. Several factors determine the proper water volume to be used. The material must be wet enough to prevent any dust from carrying over into the fan. What are the soil conditions? Soft and sandy soils allow for higher water volumes to move more material faster. Harder packed clay or rocky soils require lower volumes and slower working conditions to cut the soil into chunks small enough to fit in a vacuum hose or tube. Nozzle head design is important in different soil conditions. Hard or rocky conditions, 1 or 2 orifices in the nozzle head works best. Soft and sandy conditions, 3 or 4 orifices works best. There is not one nozzle that works best in all conditions. When first starting to dig the hole, place the high-pressure lance tip under the vacuum nozzle with vacuum on, then pull the trigger. This will allow the vacuum to pull the material as the hole is started, and you will have less splashback towards you. The vacuum tube is your shovel. It should be working harder than the lance. The lance tip should be shooting towards the vacuum and cutting a line like a cutoff saw would cut a board. Cutting the ground into pieces the size that will go up the vacuum tube. When you cut the other side of the hole is when you wear it. Safety. How to protect yourself when digging. The hydro excavator uses high-pressure water through a handheld water gun or a lance and a vacuum to dig holes or trenches. The unit can be operated at most any temperature, depending on the options installed, like a water heater, a boiler, for tundra or clay. Special safety equipment is required when operating the hydro excavator. Safety steel-toed shoes or boots, waterproof. Paper disposable clothing or coveralls. Gloves, waterproof. High temperature if the water is heated. Head sock. Face shield or safety goggles. Hard hat. You need to protect yourself from the splashback. Some type of hearing protection from noise and dirt. Earplugs disposable. Earplugs reusable. Over-the-ear protection. Or over-the-ear protection with communication. Caution. The water handgun or lance operates at high pressure. Never point the handgun or lance at another individual. Severe injury can result from high-pressure water. Static electricity. Static electricity can develop when you vacuum dry material. To prevent yourself from being shocked, try wetting the material with water, or attach a grounding wire to the vacuum nozzle. Caution. Just wearing rubber gloves is not enough. Electricity will follow the path of least resistance. So any part of your body that comes between the nozzle and the ground will become the shortest path. Your truck should be equipped with a retractable grounding cable. Handguns should be rated for high pressure, equal to or higher than the maximum working pressure of the hydro truck. Hydro excavation accessories. Vacuum tube with a rubber end for protecting exposed cables such as fiber optics, telephone, cable TV, and PVC pipe. An air gap. When reducing vacuum hose size for easier handling, an air gap is necessary so the larger diameter hose doesn't load up and plug with dirt due to the slowing down of the airspeed. An air gap is also needed to convey materials further distances. Maintaining your equipment. Daily responsibilities. CDL pre-trip inspection. Check fluid levels. Engine oil. Radiator and overflow bottle. Transmission. Power steering. Tire inflation. Fuel. Hydraulic oil, water tank, clean water filters, washout debris tank and entire unit at the end of the shift. Weekly responsibility. Check fluid levels, like blower oil, transfer gearbox, water pump crankcase, fan drive or transmission, lubrication, some blowers, all jack shaft bearings, PTO drive shafts, chassis drive shafts, blower drive shaft. Monthly responsibilities. Lubrication. Rear door pivots. Rear door locks. Debris tank pivots. all boom pivots. Make sure to rotate the boom while greasing the rotation bearing. Other uses for your hydro excavator or combo unit. Emergency response. Extrication. This picture is from a news clip of a rescue of 2 people from a trench that caved in. From fire engineering, vacuum trucks key to successful trench rescue. Inform your fire and rescue departments of the availability of this type of equipment and show them what it is capable of doing and how it can help save a life. Have on your truck an 8-inch suction hose by 4 foot long with one flanged in. This will be the nozzle to use in a rescue. It will be blunt if it comes in contact with the person being rescued. It will generate less static electricity and not shock the person being rescued. Have a rope long enough to reach the end of all your tubing when connected. The rope, when tied to the end nozzle, will be used to control the nozzle around the person being rescued. Thank you for your attendance.